The Samsung Galaxy S26 series is shaping up to be one of the biggest smartphone launches of 2026, but if you were hoping for major camera changes in the S26 Pro or S26 Ultra, the latest reports might leave you feeling a little disappointed. According to a new Korean media leak, many of the Galaxy S26 Pro, S26 Edge, and S26 Ultra specs are now finalized. This means there won't be any last-minute surprises, at least in the camera department. Let's start with the Galaxy S26 Pro. Ever since the name Pro first appeared in rumors, many people assumed Samsung would introduce something special with this model. Unfortunately, the reality looks much less exciting. The S26 Pro will reportedly carry the exact same triple camera setup as the standard Galaxy S25. That means a 50-megapixel main sensor, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 10-megapixel telephoto camera with 3 optical zoom. On the front, you'll get a single 12-megapixel selfie camera. At first glance, that's no upgrade at all from the previous generation. The rebranding to Pro doesn't seem to signal a big leap forward, at least not in terms of camera hardware. Now let's move to the most powerful phone in the family, the Galaxy S26 Ultra. If you were expecting big changes here, you may want to lower your expectations. The Ultra model is rumored to stick with the same quad-camera system, the S25 Ultra, that includes a 200-megapixel primary sensor, 250-megapixel lenses, and a 10-megapixel telephoto camera. Even the selfie camera will remain unchanged at 12 megapixels. That's a little underwhelming, especially since the Ultra series usually introduces something bold and new. But before we write it off completely, remember that hardware isn't everything. Samsung often brings improvements through software, image processing, and new sensors. Even if the megapixel count remain the same. The one bright spot in this lineup appears to be the Galaxy S26 Edge. This model will reportedly replace its old 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera with a much more powerful 50-megapixel lens. That's a solid upgrade for wide-angle photography and could make a noticeable difference in real-world shots. The Edge will also pair this with a 200-megapixel main sensor, but like its siblings, it will keep the same 12-megapixel selfie shooter. Still, some fans may feel that the Edge deserved a telephoto sensor as well, especially since it's expected to replace both the Edge and Plus versions from the S25 lineup. Sadly, that doesn't look likely now, but let's not lose hope just yet. While these leaks focus on megapixel numbers, we know that real camera performance comes from more than just specs on paper. Samsung might still surprise us with new sensors, improved AI processing, and advanced software features that make the cameras feel brand new. For example, earlier rumors suggested that the S26 Pro could use a new 50-megapixel sensor to replace the old ISOCELL GN3. If true, that could bring better low-light photography and sharper detail, even if the resolution stays the same. And while the S26 Ultra may look the same on paper, it's still too early to say there won't be any meaningful changes. Samsung could still introduce new tricks to make its flagship stand out as the best Android phone of 2026. Beyond cameras, there are other reasons to be interested in the Galaxy S26 series. For one, the Ultra is rumored to have a slightly new design. Instead of the sharp corners of the S25 Ultra, the S26 Ultra could feature more rounded edges. Some people will love this softer look, while others may prefer the older design. It's a small change, but at least it shows Samsung is experimenting. There's also talk of an intriguing new privacy display feature for the Ultra, while details are still scarce. This could be a unique addition that sets it apart from competitors. The S26 Edge is also expected to bring a bigger battery compared to the S25 Edge, though maybe not as large as some earlier leaks suggested. That could still be good news for people who found the Edge model's battery life lacking in the past. As for the S26 Pro, it remains the most modest upgrade of the group. With few camera improvements and limited design changes, it might struggle to justify its Pro label. But Samsung could still surprise us with performance improvements, software updates, or features that haven't leaked yet. So, Should you be excited about the Galaxy S26 lineup? The answer is yes, but with caution. If you were expecting a revolutionary leap in camera hardware, you might feel let down. But if Samsung delivers on software optimizations, new sensors, and extra features, the S26 series could still turn out to be a solid step forward. In short, the S26 Pro looks very familiar. The S26 Ultra may feel almost identical to its predecessor, but the S26 Edge is shaping up to be the most interesting of the bunch. With its upgraded ultra-wide camera and larger battery, it could strike the best balance between performance and practicality. As always, until Samsung makes it official, we can only go by leaks and rumors. But one thing is clear: the Galaxy S26 series will continue the familiar Galaxy design language while sprinkling in just enough new features to keep fans curious.